said what he had to say at half-time. Ron Greenwood, the England manager, goes back to his seat for the start of the second half. If you like, yeah. Yes. Pardon? They are. Good. So welcome back then at the start of this second half, with Brazil leading by 1-0. That goal scored by Zico. And in point of fact, England playing the first 15 minutes as though they really felt they had no right to be on the pitch with the Brazilians, but then really warming to it towards half-time and getting in amongst them and making a few things happen, and in fact creating one or two chances which will give this large Wembley crowd something to hope for now in the second half. Here's Kenny Sansom for them. England in the dark shirts of red, Brazil in yellow. Here's Zico, the man who scored that goal. McDermott, and back to the England skipper Ray Clements. That's a straight pass that goes to Peter With. Played there by Wilkins, who's coming forward more and more, and that's a good sign for England. And Isidoro getting back there, putting it away before Peter Barnes could get to that byline and whip in his cross. So Barnes with England's throw. No, he's going to leave it for Kenny Sansom. Nice throw there. Nothing that Peter With could do about it, except that England have for themselves a corner. Now, after the disappointments of a defeat against Spain and then that goalless draw here against Romania, to get some sort of result against this excellent-looking Brazilian side will be quite something. It raised morale enormously, but there's still this goal down, but England now with a free kick, which Graham Rix looks as though he wants to take quickly. With jockeying for position there, it may not reach him, but Alvin Martin would come up and England got a corner. Well, the referee is clearly signalled the corner, and the linesman is standing on the corner flag. The Brazilian's not happy with it, but a corner it will be. With right in there, Valdia the goalkeeper. Barnes with that corner. Oscar didn't get to it. Edivaldo did. McDermott stabbing it in there, but the Brazilians back in numbers and get it clear there to Reinaldo. Robson. Wilkins. Played wide for Barnes. Sticking to this right flank now, as he did for much of the first half, and getting a drive goal that Valdir just pushed away. When he's in that mood, he is a really dangerous international player, Peter Barnes. And that fell nicely onto his left foot. And Valdir really had to get down to push that one away. Now here he is with a corner. Floated in there towards Peter With, trying to flick it on, but in the end Brazil get it away to Zico. Now Oscar. Isidoro with Edevaldo going wide, but it's England's throw. They quicken their pacing a little bit, and the tempo of the whole game has increased. Martin playing it there for Wood. Flick on, but not easy for Junior. Zico, Socrates, and again England are doing a good hustling job there. Just not standing back and admiring Brazilian footwork, and there wasn't much to admire in that challenge by Socrates on Barnes in any case. But England are really fighting their way back into this game. On his feet again. McDermott with the free kick. Floated in low there towards Koppel. Phil Neal trying to get a header in there. And in the end, the Brazilians get it to Zico. Reinaldo. Sanson making a lot of ground to get back there and challenge the Brazilian striker. The ball out of play. England's throw. Crowd sensing that England are putting a big effort in here. Wilkins. And that ball not getting through to Koppel, but Koppel doing a bit of hustling there to try and dispossess Zico. But Zico finding Isidoro. Isidoro. Zico. Here's Socrates, number 8. Now Junior. Flicked in there again towards Isidoro, but Clements is out. And now Ricks. Played for Barnes. I think the crowd are... Oh, there's an obstruction by Cerezo. With now Neal, and the Brazilians quite prepared to let that go for the goal kick. Luizinho is 22 years old, first played in the recent Gold Cup tournament in Uruguay. Junior, Socrates, Oscar, and Zico. Isidoro. Zico challenged and beaten there by Ricks. Zico making a real meal of that challenge. Now McDermott. Both having to battle there with Cerezo for that ball coming off the defender. Wilkins playing it there for Sanson, and that was the only safe thing he could do, really. Now Neal. Robson. Wilkins to Robson again. That's a good ball there by Brian Robson. It gets England wide again with Coppell, and he's got good support from Wilkins. The cross coming for Peter With on the far side. There's his header. Can McDermott turn it? No, he can for Ricks, and it's over the top, but it was a good, well thought out move there by England. And again coming from playing it wide for Steve Coppell here. And With able to get up on the far side, knot it down. McDermott couldn't get a shot on himself, but saw that Ricks was available on the volley, but always on the up. Ronaldo with the backward header, and Neil with the ball played back to Clements. Now Alvin Martin. Ronaldo, but there's a handball apparently, according to Linnemeyer, the referee, by Zico. Robson playing it in there for With, too high for him. The ball bouncing on ahead of Terry McDermott. Junior for Brazil. That's a nice little flicker game by Isidoro, but you notice the way that Peter Barnes got back in there, and England are really doing a bit of battling here. I think there's no doubt where the class lies in this game, but in terms of heart and commitment, England are more than matching their South American visitors. And here's Coppell now. And Socrates holding Coppell at bay. McDermott. Ricks. Sanson's made a break. And what a ball by Ricks. Barnes. Sanson. Twisting and turning and looking for a yard or so to get a ball in towards the head of Peter With. Perhaps Ricks just nudging it on there for Phil Neal. Wide here for Robson. Played in again there, but it was an easy one there for Cerezo to get away, and a free kick to Brazil. But England playing with a good deal more purpose now in the opening 10 minutes of this second half. Socrates here for Cerezo. Now Zico and Junior come up from the back offside. But what an attacking fullback he is. As I say, he used to be a winger, and he just loves to go forward and gets a fair ration of goals. But here's Coppell now for England. England's throw, Coppell with it. McDermott quick to spot the possibilities, and through the throw being taken quickly and catching them a little bit on the wrong foot, the Brazilians have conceded the corner. England are really giving it a go at the moment, but they're still this 1-0 down. Zico the scorer for Brazil. Barnes with the corner. And Adair reluctant to retreat the full 10 yards. Barnes then with the corner towards Alvin Martin. Isidoro played back again for Isidoro. Cerezo, Isidoro, Socrates, Oscar. That's a lovely ball there for Eldevaldo, and the cross coming in. Alvin Martin has got to take command of it, and with Phil Neal to help him, and he's given it away to Adair, and now to Reinaldo, to Adair again into the side netting, and a goal that would have been of England's making had it gone in. But Phil Neal getting into a little bit of a panic there, deep inside his own penalty area right there, and hitting the ball straight at Adair. And there could have been a bit of trouble. Wilkins. Zico finding Junior. And Good challenge by Wilkins. With coming back there to make his presence felt. Finding Phil Neal. The nice little chip by him. If Barnes could keep it in, he can't and didn't have a chance. But the crowd are warming to Peter Barnes in this game, and they feel that every time he gets the ball in a favourable position, things might just happen. The Brazilians will be shown that we've got a bit of class too. Edivaldo. Ronaldo, but he's given it to Wilkins. It'd just be nice to see Wilkins pushing forward just a little more. He's doing it at this moment, but things seem to happen so much better for England when he is way up in the Brazilian half of the field. But it's a throw to Brazil now. Go on to play France in Paris and then West Germany in Stuttgart. All a part of their build-up, getting European experience before the World Cup in Spain next year. Oh, and Adair. Neal had committed himself. Adair! Whoa, my word, what a shot that was! I don't think I've ever seen a ball swing quite as much as that. And once Phil Neal had committed himself, there, Adair just whacked it first time, and just look at it bend. Clements was lost and it clipped off the bar. What an amazing bit of skill by Adair, this young number 18. So a quarter of an hour, the second half gone, England still trailing by a goal to nil. Ricks playing a ball there just a little too firmly, which was a shame because Barnes might have been on that to the byline. Well, the crowd are still buzzing about that quite remarkable shot by Adair. I don't think I've ever seen Ray Clements quite so wrong-footed as he was, and it's understandable when you saw how much that ball moved in the air. I think Ray had absolutely given it up as lost. There's Brian Robson finding Terry McDermott. Now Coppell and Barnes, incidentally, the only two survivors of that England side that drew here 1-1 against Brazil in 1978. Wilkins. Preston again towards With and punched away. What a good punch that was. He made a lot of ground, Valdir, with that. Neal crossing it in again. Peter Barnes looking for something and finding nothing, and Socrates can take it up for the Brazilians. Barnes going back there, Socrates holding him off, and in the end it was Sanson who bowled him over. And I think the look on Sanson's face suggested that the Brazilian number 8 made it look a lot worse than it was. So Brazil get a free kick. I think even with their tremendous skill from dead balls, it's possibly a little too far out even to expect them to trouble Clements from there. But Adair looks as though he's going to have a long dip at it. Surely he can't mean to have a pot at goal from that sort of range. Now the referee is wanting England back the full 10 yards. This must be 35 yards at least. And the England players are attacking the ball, but they can't do that until he struck it. And so here's Adair, 35 yards out and hitting it straight at the England players. And I think we will find that he'll get another try because the England players got within the 10 yards. And so it's a free kick once again for Brazil, and this time a little closer to Clements. Well, we've already seen what he can do from a long way out with a viciously swerving ball. Now that's the distance. Now there's the wall lined up. There's Clements doing his best to make sure that every eventuality is covered. And here's Adair through the wall this time, and Clements down. Luizinho to Sorensen. Zico. Foul by Neil, free kick. It's almost as though Brazil had realised how much England had fought their way back into things, that they've raised their own game a little bit now. Robson gently back to Clements. Now Wilkins. What a push forward. Sanson. Wilkins again, played back. Robson carefully this time for Martin. And running into a bit of trouble. And there putting it out into touch. It's England's throw, and Phil Neal with it. Wilkins with coming off his man and finding Robson. And here's Sanson. Wilkins. Everybody in the Brazilian half now, except Ray Clements. He's outside his penalty area. Brooks. As England go looking for this equaliser. Sanson flicked through there to Peter Barnes. Getting a 1-2 going, well, almost at any rate, but Oscar was there. A little bit of accurate, simple passing, and the ball played away by the Brazilians, but it gets them out of trouble. Sanson with the throw. Ricks, Nico with hanging on to Ricks. Now we want a good cross this time. Curling there a bit too close to the keeper, but he was taking no chances, and we got a point. A little word there with Koppel. And McDermott with the corner for England. Floated there again towards Martin and it's With's header. And it's back with the keeper. Just had that one very good header in the first half, Peter With. Now Socrates, but that should be Neil's ball. Certainly at this point a better performance by England than they showed either against Spain or in the World Cup against Romania, but they're still a goal down. And Wilkins giving Zico no time to consider what should be done with the ball. Now Isidora probably get the same treatment from Kenny Sanson. The ball must have been out of play. It's a throw. Isidoro. Cross from Edivaldo coming in. Martin winning it well in the air for England. Junior to Adair. Well, that's a ball that's going to go straight to Clements. If only England could wipe the slate clean from the opening 15 minutes when they were almost humiliated, certainly outclassed and at times embarrassed, and put a goal behind. Well, in their own way, they've battled themselves back into this game and more than held their own against the Brazilians. But here comes Isidoro. And wide on the far side is Edivaldo. And that's a corner, is it, or a throw for Brazil? A throw which Edivaldo, the fullback, will take. Hits it straight to Kenny Sanson. Lost out on that one. And here comes the counter-attack, and here's Adair. Ronaldo waiting in the middle. That's a cross almost made for him. Not it down there. Oh, and Cerezo was almost there in a position to finish it off. That was a snake-like thrust there from the Brazilians, and the number 5 here, Tonino Cerezo, just couldn't finish it off. It was Adair's cross, and Ronaldo, with a lovely little nod back there into the path of the number 5, didn't make the contact. Isidoro, played there by Junior, but Paul Neal will cut it out. Sanson. We have about 20 minutes left. Play for Koppel. Well, they're looking for a goal. The only front man that England have got on the bench is Trevor Francis. But here's Wilkins now, with a cross coming in towards Peter Will, but he didn't get ahead for that one. Adair coming back for Brazil. And apparently there was a foul by Peter Wiv. And a little bit of fun and games going on there between Junior and Wiv. Robson to Sanson. Koppel battling away there. Wilkins, a little flick in again for Koppel. Nodded in, but there's nobody filling that sort of gap. And here's Adair for Brazil. That's a lovely ball played on there into the path of Socrates. Can he keep it in play? He can't. It's England's throw. Now Martin. A pretty strong challenge on Zico by Neal, and a free kick to Brazil already taken. Adair played there for Reinaldo. That's Clemens' ball. Junior to Zico. Socrates, and again, and Zico played there through once more towards Junior, but a good sweeping job there by Brian Robson. Neal, Koppel, Wilkins. And now Ricks. Barnes with a header. With looking for something there, but the corner given against Linzinho. With was putting him under pressure, and Koppel will go across there and take the corner. With at the near post then, watched by Socrates and Oscar, the number 3. Just over a quarter of an hour to go, and England still trailing 1-0. Koppel with the corner for England. Played deeper this time towards Alvin Martin. Got the header in and Oscar got it away. Here's Wilkins playing it wide for Ricks. Koppel wanting it wide on the touchline. Sanson now. And only Ronaldo is up there for Brazil. And Robson can manage him. Phil Neal. Wide for Peter Barnes. It'd be nice to see Barnes take on Junior, which is what he's done. And again. But in the end, he's stopped there by Luizinho. And here's Junior. A little back heel there. Cerezo. Junior keeping the running going. Lovely teamwork there by Brazil. Played back for Adair. Cross is a good one. Ronaldo was there with a header, and Clements went down to save. Good cross by Adair. That's a lovely left foot he's got. And the little man got a ball he wasn't really entitled to. Wilkins now playing it wide for Sanson, or rather for Koppel. And a cross coming in towards Peter With. And the corner there to England. What a lovely bit of play by Stevie Koppel. He is turning, getting up off that challenge, whacking in a superb cross there, with chesting it down and not quite enough time, cannoning off the defender behind for the corner. Barnes will take the corner. Deep towards Martin, had it knocked off his head. Wilkins with a chance to turn it back in perhaps, but Isidoro there making life difficult for him, and there's Oscar. Robson. And a foul there on Sanson, and England's free kick. Zito the guilty man. Zico. 52 caps he's won for Brazil. Played here in the 1978 game. And now 27 years old. Sanson with the kick for England. With chesting it down. Wilkins with a shot and a goal kick. Well, England are claiming a deflection, but the Austrian eyes didn't see it. And it'll be a goal kick. Inside the last quarter of an hour now. Sanson to Ricks. Well played, Graham Ricks, finding Steve Koppel. And that's Oscar's ball with ease. Oh, that was a nice bit of skill too, and the ball still amazingly left into play. A backheel by Socrates, and then Zico running into a bit of trouble. And here's England in possession with Sanson, showing that they've got a one-touch game of their own. And there's Wilkins now, a bit of skill coming forward for both sides. Played wide there for McDermott, and now played in first time there by Neal, with trying to get it on. Handball they claim, and the referee say it came off the Brazilian chest. Well, that wasn't easy to see first time round. And it's played there for Oscar. And now for McDermott. Barnes, and the ball into touch. It's now with Wilkins. Played now on the far side for Graham Ricks. And is that going to be a corner, or is that going to be a throw? Well, for their commitment alone, England deserves something from this. That was a lovely cross there, and look at Ada's cheek. My word, in his own penalty area, killing the ball like that, waiting for McDermott to make the rush and then sticking the ball between his legs. Edivaldo now for Brazil. Socrates letting fly, Willie. Zico was in there, but not in. And now Sanson with a chance to get it away. Back, in fact, to Clements. Koppel, well controlled. Wilkins. Sanson. Now Ricks. And Isidoro coming back and doing the relieving work there for Brazil. Koppel with the throw. Kenny Sanson now with the cross in there towards Peter With, but quite easily beaten there. And Neil's pass going straight to Adair. Played on for Socrates. A back heel this time for Brazeiro. And here wide. That was out of play, surely. Yes, Junior couldn't keep it in. Ten minutes left. England a goal down. With Koppel. Sanson. It's a good ball there. Played in by Ricks towards With. And now by Neil, and that's the keeper's ball. It wasn't a very good clearance there by Valdir, going straight to Wilkins. And now McDermott trying to get Barnes wide. England's throw. Koppel. Back for Barnes. Played in first time for McDermott. Cross there. And Edivaldo showing a lot of skill in the way that he just scooped that one away to Isidoro. And here's Cerezo. Socrates on the far side. Sanson, who's had a terrific game for England, sticking to it well, but Socrates again in possession and then brought down by Brian Robson. Looking in agony. And the England players, I think, having a little sympathy, feeling that he's piling on the agony a little bit there after Robson's challenge. Ball played in there for Socrates, and Robson going in there, and I think, to be honest, he made it look a lot worse than it was. Well, he's a qualified doctor himself, Socrates, so maybe he's done a quick diagnosis and told the trainers what they have to do. Well, the England bench, and no sign of any substitution now with about 7 minutes to go. Well, I don't think it'll surprise you that Socrates is all right to go on. And Adair with the free kick. Zico is there also, but hit straight at the wall and knocking out one of the England men in that wall. Absolutely knocked straight out. Looks like Phil Neal. No, it's not Phil Neal. Ray Wilkins, maybe. Absolutely poleaxed, and Fred Street there with the sponge to try and bring a little bit of sense back into the mind of Ray Wilkins. Here was Adair. It didn't look as though it was all that powerfully struck, to be honest. But he obviously must have caught him straight in the face, and like a guardsman going down at a passing out parade, Ray passes out. Well, let's see how it was that Ray Wilkins, the number 6, did get himself knocked out. Oh yeah, caught him smack in the face. And down he goes. Well, he was down for the count, was Ray Wilkins, and on the clock we have 5 minutes left now. Being told to stick the sponge up his jumper. And it'll be a drop ball on the far side of the field with 5 minutes now remaining. Now it's the time for England to put in one real big effort now to try and pull back this one goal. Certainly their commitment after that first embarrassing 15 minutes or so has never been in doubt. I think there's little doubt that in terms of the skill factor, the Brazilians probably deserve to be in front. But it's been in many ways a better England performance than we've seen for the last 2 or 3 games. Martin. Play for Neil. And he'll probably turn it back. Well, there wasn't a lot on for him, in fairness. Sanson again, taking it from Wilkins. Ronaldo. It's the ball there for Junior, but Phil Neal cut it out. Then Ronaldo playing it wide here for Adair. There's his left foot coming into play. Ronaldo right in there, and Zico trying to make something of it, but there wasn't enough room for that, and Clements was quickly spotting that danger. The England captain urging his men forward in one last bid to try and get something back from this game, and the ball finding Koppel here. There's its cross coming in, and it's not a bad one, and Valdier down once more as Reed closed in. Something there that the referee didn't like, but it was a lovely whipping cross there by Steve Koppel. Every time England have gone wide and Koppel and Barnes have managed to get their crosses in, you've hoped for something. Now Adair. That's off Neil for a throw to Brazil. And England with a defeat against Spain, a goalless draw here against Romania, and what looks as though it might well be a defeat against Brazil, going through a really rough period here at Wembley at the moment. In terms of the results, it's been very, very disappointing. Zico, just skill and just turning it there to find Adair. Just 2 minutes left. And the Brazilians, I would think, quite satisfied with the way the evening's gone for them. They've been here to test the strength of European football in European conditions. And they've shown that their skill factor will always give them a great chance, and their ability really to take pressure when England have put it on them. But here's some more pressure coming late in the game now from Steve Coppell. That's a good deep cross there once more towards Peter With, and he got a header in there too. Oscar getting it away. Here's Wilkins. Will he look for a shot himself? No, he plays it wide, and there's space here for Coppell. Driven in there, and Valdir pushing it away. Some good stuff's come from England down these flanks tonight, and this time instead of trying the cross, Steve Coppell tried the shot, and that was curling a bit, and Valdir pushing it away for this corner to be taken now by Peter Barnes. McDermott looking for something on the volley. Peter With, and he didn't quite react quickly enough. Oh, another tumble there. In fact, it was the referee, I think, getting in the way of everybody at that point. And another Brazilian down as though he's poleaxed. And the game will go on, and Cerezo is okay. And it's nodded in there by Ricks, and you can see how the referee didn't exactly help the situation there, and the tumble came. With got up, Cerezo a little after him. So here's the kick to be taken by Valdir. Playing time added on for injuries, stoppages, time wasting. Socrates now to Zico. And unless England can find something really dramatic in the seconds that remain, the Brazilians have started their European tour, a short one, with a 1-0 victory. But here is Wilkins. And now Alvin Martin. And now Ricks. Getting some encouragement from the crowd, England, in these last seconds, as though they realise that England have put a lot into this performance. Barnes crossing it in there. Oh, and it almost came to Martin. It might come to Coppell. No, it doesn't. McDermott can't get a shot in either. Neil now crossing it in once more. Peter With is there, poised once more, and Sanson right in there, and With! Oh, and he's hit the post in the last moments of the game. Oh, how unlucky can you get? So out of nothing, England suddenly looked as though they'd got themselves an equaliser. Sanson, a fantastic jump, with a good shot when he was slightly off balance, but against the post, across the goal line, and Brazil was saved. And the final whistle. Well, that was tough luck for England, who really battled superbly for so long after that embarrassing opening quarter of an hour when Brazil scored through Zico. The crowd encouraged them right to the end, sensing that this was a better England performance, and it was almost rewarded right at the end when Peter With hit the Brazilian post. Well, excitement in that final flurry, and coming up next tonight, action highlights from the Scottish Cup final between Rangers and Dundee United, all the latest Cup final news, and of course the verdict on tonight's England performance. That's right after this break with the final score: England 0, Brazil 1.